here. So I realized in the previous Javelin videos I've thrown a lot of information at you guys, and so it's probably pretty easy to get some of that information confused. I know some people are having problems with the math. I'm getting texts in Steam, on Discord, and I've seen a few comments on YouTube. And so here, guys, I'm going to break it down for you, okay? Let's start with the official specs of the Javelin, and then we will switch over to the modification that I spoke about in the last video that said, Javelin is on NA PvE official. That way you guys can understand what you're looking at here. Okay. Now, the official Javelin spec is 8,500 pounds when built to spec. No resources, gold, ammo, and that also includes no structural replacements. It's not even including the weight of your character, okay? That is literally the weight of the ship, okay? So official specs. 12 front large cannons, right? 6 top, 6 bottom, 2 rows. 7 left broadside cannons, 7 right broadside cannons. These are large cannons, okay? Large. 6 rear large cannons, all right? 2 rear medium cannons, bar shot only, or 1 explosive keg each, okay? The reason for the rear medium cannons on this ship is for a PvP setup for disabling sails, okay? It's there for utility, and it's there to shoot out explosive kegs, so if you have someone pursuing you hot, you can dump those kegs and explode them with a rifle. Alright, moving on. Here you can see I've broken down these numbers, some of these, but we're going to go over all these numbers down here, so don't even sweat these. You're going to have 200 large cannonballs, that's 1,400 pounds. 200 bar shot rounds, 280 pounds. 2 explosive barrels, 120 pounds. 300 gold, 42 pounds. Now, some of you may not understand, why 300 gold? Why can't I carry 3,000 gold or 10,000 gold or however much gold y'all carry out there? That is not what this ship is for. This ship is for battle, okay? It's not a pack mule, and it's not your floating treasure chest. And in order to keep your crew functional out there in the water for several hours, you don't need thousands of gold. All you need is a couple hundred. Okay, resources. 2,030 pounds of repair resources. Let's label that so it's clear. Repair resources. You get 500 metal, 500 alloy, 2K wood, 2K thatch, 4K fiber, 800 hide. Now the reason why so much hide and fiber is because that's what you need to keep your sails healthy. Okay? And we're bringing 500 alloy. That's probably overkill, but we're bringing it in case you allow your cannons to get obliterated by the enemy. If they take a lot of damage, you're going to need that alloy to repair them. A lot of times, guys, when I go out, I don't even have alloy with me because I don't allow my cannons to take that much damage. Most of my shots are long range to medium range. Now, I understand in PvP that's going to change up. You're going to have someone that's going to swoop right up on you, and you're going to take some cannon damage. That's all right. We've got your alloy accounted for. All right, but this alloy is heavy. Okay, so if you want to save some more weight somewhere, you can ditch the alloy. As long as you take care of your ship out there, you can be out there for a few hours easy and not need to do your alloy repairs right away. Alright, moving on. Now we're going to talk about crew needs, so we don't get everyone confused on the crew, okay? 1 helm, 1 command podium, 3 sails. Alright, that's 5. 12 front cannons. 8 rear cannons, 14 side cannons, 2 banks of 7. That's 39 crew. Alright? The brig starts with 16 crew. So if you take 39 minus 16, right, equals 23 crew needed from leveling. Okay? 23 crew equals 32 levels of crew. Let's jump over here to the chart. I made this. Let me say 23 crew right here. Okay. I made this. I leveled up an entire ship and clicked nothing but crew and made this chart. And so these are spot on per the latest patch. unless they change it, but so far they haven't. It's been that way for a while. So you need 32 levels of nothing but crew. Alright? So when you add 23 plus 16, you're going to get your 39, which is what you need to run the official Javelin. Notice I'm saying the official Javelin. And some of you might be stuttering, but what about the one in the other video that had 10 cannons on the side and 2 rows of 8 in the front and the 8 large in the rear? Guys, that was for that server only. I tried to make that clear in the video. Okay? And so we're not going to talk about that one right now because that one is not the official. Okay? This is the official specs, the official Javelin that can work on the official servers. Alright, we're going to keep on going. Max ship level now is level 52. That was one of the latest patch notes. So, 52 minus 32 equals 20. Right? So 20 times 200 pounds for weight expansion. That's 20 levels of weight. That's 4,000 pounds you just added to your ship's max weight. Brigs by default have 15,000 pounds max. 15,000 times 0.8. Okay, I put 0.80%, but that was probably just going to confuse people. I should probably just do 0.8. For those that don't know, maybe math is not your strong suit. That's all right. That's cool. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. 0.8 is the equivalent of 80% when you are multiplying. Okay? So 15,000 times 0.8 equals 12,000 pounds at 80%. Okay? So we want to stay below that. So I put 11,999 or less. Notice I wrote at stock. Okay? This is what your Briggs frame is at when you first build it off of the shipyard. That is not our final build. Okay? And so we're not going to talk about 12,000 pounds because 12,000 pounds is not what the ship is going to look like leveled up. So we're going to look at our maximum ship level. The ship when it's at full, we'll call it full maturity. All right? So it adds 4,000 pounds. So 15,000 plus 4,000 equals 19,000 pounds max weight. That's 100% weight capacity, right? And we don't want to run that because we know you crawl like a snail at 100% or anything over 80%. That's why we're trying to stay under 80% for those that don't know. Your ship takes a major speed hit when you are over your 80 percentile. So, do the math again. 19,000 times 0.8 equals 15,200 pounds. That's at 80%. So you have to be at 15,200 pounds or less. Okay? So now, let's look at our final official numbers. 8,500 pounds, okay? Official spec weight. That is what the ship weighs when it's all built. I just built this ship on official, all right? Every bit of it, okay? And so I know exactly what it weighed. 1,400 pounds is for 200 large cannonballs. 280 pounds is for 200 bar shot. 120 pounds is for 2 explosive barrels. 42 pounds is for 300 gold. 2,030 pounds is for repair resources. 70 pounds is for 1K berries for the food larder for your crew. 224 pounds is for 20 medium planks or gun ports. Okay? 101 pounds is for 2 walls, 4 ceilings, 12 roofs. This is an emergency, oh crap, I got into something real heavy out there and I couldn't do repair because the component was no longer there. I had to actually replace it. Okay? These are emergency only. Okay? That doesn't mean you can go out there and neglect the ship and be like, oh, it's all good. I got the repair things in there. I always recommend repairing it over replacing it. Because as you level your ship up, okay, hopefully you are pulling in recipes. Or blueprints, okay? When you're pulling in blueprints, you're going to be upgrading these components. Nobody wants to see a 7, 8, 9, 10 plus thousand durability roof or armor piece get blown off the side of it 100%. I almost never let my components get blown off unless I make a mistake, okay? Unless I'm tired or I'm busy or, something like that. Something distracts me and I make a mistake out there and I'll lose like one piece of armor here or one piece of armor there. That's what these pieces are for. Okay, 102 pounds is for your captain. That's for you. Okay? And remember, you're out there on a warship. You're not going to be out there running around harvesting resources and doing all that stuff. Now, obviously, if your resources get low, right, in one of your cabinets, you're going to have a sickle, a pickaxe, and an axe. So you can go jump on an island real quick, grab some resources, and be on your way. But you're not going to carry those on you all the time. Okay? Let's get something clear. This build is not for those that just want to take it nice and easy and chill and are kind of a lazy gamer. Okay? This build, as you can tell, look at the build, okay? It's like one of the best brig builds out there. And look at this spreadsheet here. It's not really a spreadsheet, but it's an assessment sheet here. Look at the assessment sheet, okay? And so this is not for those that just want to run all over the place and do whatever, whenever, all right? Because you have to budget yourself here. You can't throw 10,000 pounds of resources on this ship, all right? You're not going to throw 5,000 pounds of cannonballs on this ship. You know why? Because it's not running empty. This thing is loaded to the hilt with armor and guns, and so you have to manage it. You're going to have to be a better, smarter, wiser, more capable captain to run a ship like this. Back to the weights. 102 pounds captain, that's you. 102 pounds lieutenant for your lieutenant podium. That equals 12,891 pounds. Okay? That is 891 pounds over the default 80 percentile weight limit. But remember, we are not talking about the default weight limit. We are talking about the upgraded weight limit, okay? Which is 15,200. That's your 80 percentile. So 15,200 minus 12,891 equals 2,309 pounds you have left to play with, okay? You want to go jump off in PvP and go kill someone and loot them and bring it back and bring back 1,000 pounds? Look at that. On the official Javelin build, you can do that. Alright? You have a lot of weight you can play with. Okay? And so this is the spec I recommend for probably 95% of players that want to use the Javelin. Okay? Because let's be real, the thing's awesome. However, in the other video where I said it is on official NA PvE, this is the build that is being run. Okay? This one is different. This is a modified, okay? This one I'm dragging around here, this is a modified version, alright? It's not the official. Okay? I was giving you guys two different builds in that last video, okay? So that you would have some options. But what I see is when I do that, y'all get confused. And so I'm trying to keep this as simple and break it all down so no one gets confused. The yellow sheet over here, this is the official. Okay? If that's all you want to do, boom, you're done with this video. Alright? If that's the one you want to run, you know, you can go on your way. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do. Now, for those that are looking to run that heavy one with that as close as we could get to that monster one that was on the private server, okay? This is what you're looking at. Okay. Let's see here. This build needs 12 more crew because it has 12 more guns in the bottom. Okay? Which means you need 35 levels of crew, not 23. Okay? 35 crew equals 48 levels. Okay? You can see the chart over here. Right here's 35. 48 levels. So, that which leaves you 4 levels for weight. That's 800 pounds. Okay? So your ship goes to 15,800 pounds max. That's 100% weight. So, now you have 15,800 times 0.8 equals 12,640 pounds. That's your 80 percentile right there. Okay? So, we want 12,639 or less to be safe. Final totals. Okay, notice the difference in these two, okay? You can go over it more thorough at the end, but notice. This one's weight, okay, the modified weight, which was plus 12 cannons and a deck, is 9,800 pounds, okay? Now, we have to compromise. building ships is always about compromising. Y'all have been out there in the field, whether you're in PvP or PvE. You have to compromise on your weights. You can't bring everything back that you find. If you could, we all know our ships would be weighing 50, 60, 70, 80,000 pounds because we would literally be harvesting and tearing down every ship that sunk and, every bit of gold we found we picked up and on and on and on. Okay? We would literally just pour everything into the ship. You can't do that. It's a compromise. So, on this build, you got 9,800 pounds the build. 1,050 pounds for 150 large cannonballs. Okay, you've got 100 bar shot, which is 140 pounds. You have 120 pounds of 2 explosive barrels. You have 42 pounds of 300 gold. You have 1,015 for repair resources. You have 70 pounds 1K food larder for your crew. You got 112 pounds for 10 medium planks and gun ports. You have 102 pounds for you, 102 pounds for lieutenant. That's 12,513 pounds. Alright, before we jump on any farther, I'm going to flip open and show you how I got 102 pounds for the captain and the lieutenant. Okay, because your guys' numbers might be different. If they're different, just write this up differently. Okay, if you use Windows 10, drop yourself a note like this. You can get it down here. These are the sticky notes. Come down here in the bottom, type in sticky. Boom, right there. Click it, open it, use it. It helps you. Maybe you want to use an Excel spreadsheet because you can get it to auto do the math for you. Awesome, use it. Whatever you want. The point is you're tracking this so you can see that, is it possible or is it not possible? Okay, so let's open that picture. Here's our picture. 101.6 pounds. I rounded it to 102 pounds. Okay, I'm running full plate. Okay, a lot of times in PvP, that's exactly what you're going to be running. Now, some of you are going to be up in the tundra and stuff. The reality is, I only put this on for this video. My character actually runs around with full plate plants, full plate pants, full plate boots, full plate gloves, fur chest, and a fur helmet, which I often switch between a cloth helmet or a cloth, do-rag, according to the temperatures. Okay, but I know a lot of you are probably going to be running this, and so this is what I put on here. Okay, and notice I have a sword, I have a rifle, I have 4 pistols, I have a repair hammer because you're on a battleship pretty much, and you need to have a repair hammer on you before the ship gets damaged, okay? You don't want to go running around, looking around in cabinets and stuff, right? You got your grappling hook in case you fall off the ship, because it happens. And also to grab your supplies and stuff when you kill ships of the dam so you don't have to jump into the water. Obviously, if you're in PvP and you're going swimming and all that, maybe you don't want it, maybe you do, whatever, it's on here. A spyglass and a lantern. This is very close to my default equipment here, down here. Okay. Some of you run bows. That's fine. Throw the bow in, throw your arrows up here. The point is where I wrote 102, maybe your character weighs 150, right? Maybe your character weighs 80 because you carry less stuff. Okay. So insert your character's weight in those slots in the assessment sheet. Okay. You can also see I have a lot of ammo here for the pistols. I have a full amount of ammo for the rifle. I have a glider on me, right? And I have 4 stacks of food that are maxed out for these kinds of foods to keep my food healthy. Okay, so this character is equipped to run around on that ship and go splunking in the water if he needs to, or using his grappling hook or whatever, okay? He's equipped to be on a battleship, all right? Now, if you're going off into the field and doing various things out there, going harvesting or whatever you're doing, you're going to change your gear, right? But that weight is accounted for because that gear should already be in 1 or 2 of your cabinets that is in your ship. You should already have that gear on there, and it should have already been accounted for. When I gave you the weights for the build, I already have a whole slew of stuff sitting in those cabinets. Okay, I have grappling hooks, I have repair hammers, I have buckets, I have repair planks, I have backup armor, I have some backup guns and stuff, I have some spy glasses, I think I have one or two more other lanterns. It's all in there already, so it's already accounted for. Okay, let's go back to this. So we're at 12,513 pounds. Now, remember our 80 percentile from up here is 12,640 pounds. So 12,640, okay, minus 12,513 equals 127 pounds. Okay, now is that tight? Absolutely. And that's why this build is for an extremely small amount of players that can really manage their ship well. Okay, some of these players, you're not gonna. This build, okay, I said it in the video. If you're looking for a challenge, okay. Now let's be honest. The official Javelin is a challenge. Okay, the whole ship is pretty awesome. All right, it's like. I don't really want to call it a Ferrari, but it's a very high-end spec, awesome ship. And so it takes care to keep up with it. For some people, that's already a challenge because some people are lazy, all right? They don't want to do repairs. They don't want to balance their weights and stuff in their resources and their ammo and do all that stuff, right? But for those that do, here's the builds. So what's the difference between the official and the modified one where you kept the 12 medium cannons in the bottom? Notice something. You don't see large or medium cannonballs on here. Notice what you see. You see 2 explosive barrels and you see 100 bar shot. That bar shot is for tearing up sails. Those other guns in the bottom are not for tearing holes into the side of ships. Those large cannons on your deck are going to do that for you already. This is a double threat build, okay? It's going to destroy sails and heavy shot, okay? Or I'm sorry, and heavy shot, large cannonballs. Okay, it's going to destroy sails and planks at the same time. All right? Now, you're not going to fire bar shot at ships of the dam, okay? I don't imagine you do. I don't. All right? You're going to save that for a PvP scenario, okay? And so if you need more bar shot, guess what? You're going to have to balance your weight so that it fits, right? Now, can you go over the 80 percentile? Absolutely. You can go over the 80 percentile over here on the official build, okay? I'm not going to be out there, and no other person is going to be out there to hold your hand and keep your weights balanced. That's up to you, the captain. Being a captain is a responsibility, all right? And so you're going to have to manage things so that you can stay within the parameters you need to. In this case, on this very challenging build, okay, you need to stay under 12,640 pounds. Now, the difference between the two, you gain 1,300 pounds in weight, okay, because you gained a deck and you gained 12 medium cannons. You lost 50 large cannonballs. You lost 100 bar shot, okay. You lost 50% of your repair resources. You lost 50% of your planks and gun ports, emergency replacement supplies. You lost all your structure replacements, which was 2 walls, 4 ceilings, 12 roofs. Which means if something blows out there, you're going to have to repair it. That means you probably have another guy running around on your ship. And remember, if you've got 2, 3, 4 other characters running around on you, you need to say, hey guys, watch your weights. Don't come jumping back on the ship with 1,000 pounds of flint because you were out there harvesting when we stopped off at an island somewhere, and you want to bring that back because you need it back at base when we get back. No, 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 no. They need flint. They harvest flint when you get back to base. This is not a pack mule. And so this ship is a very finely tuned ship. Okay? Now, a lot of you're not going to be able to handle this build. It's going to be too much for you to keep up with. Okay? Maybe you run with a half a dozen friends and you just can't track that many people keeping up with everything so that your weights stay safe. Okay? I get that. Don't use this build. Okay? Use this one. The official build is going to work for the majority of people. Okay? It's already an awesome build. You don't have to have those other 12 medium cannons in the bottom with that other deck. You already seen it makes the ship considerably heavier, and you lose a ton of levels in weight that you have to put into crew, right? And so I'm not going to recommend that for most people. For most people, it's the safest bet is going to be with this official spec on the Javelin, which are these numbers right here. And these numbers are by far over the 80 percentile, okay? All right, and by over I mean safe. All right, your total weight is way under the 80 percentile, and your amount that you have to play with, your 2309, is, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pounds over your default weight. So yeah, I think in the last video, several of you were getting confused because, and it was probably my fault, guys. All right, I apologize. I was probably just throwing too much information at you at once, and I wasn't keeping the modified build and the official build separate. And so as I was talking about them, they were probably, my words and everything were interweaving between the two builds. And if you weren't able to track it, you very easily could have gotten confused. And so I'll take the responsibility for that. I apologize to those of you out there that got confused on that. That was not my intent. Okay, I was trying to give you the official build and some side options. All right, and I think the side options just got everybody confused. Okay, so I do hope this helps you guys. What can I say? Here's your sheet, and plug it into Excel, plug it into your sticky notes, plug it into anything you want. Write it down on paper if you want. All right, just know that you're going to have to balance these numbers if you change something. All right, if you decide you want to put a forge on there and you want to load it up with alloy and just produce alloy while you're out there on the island, that's going to change numbers. Okay, if I don't know, there's like infinite scenarios that could happen out there that you guys could change these numbers. Okay, I'm going to leave it in your guys' hands that if you change something, you're going to rebalance your weights to make it work, okay? Please don't come back to the videos and type "this doesn't work," okay? It works, all right? I wouldn't put it out there if it didn't work. I've done all my research, all right? I have dozens of hours on this build, putting everything together, crunching all the numbers before I built it, counting all the pieces, building it. Gosh, I built the original Javelin 3 times before it actually finally stayed afloat and alive. 2 times it got sunk by just stupid stuff. And so, yeah, okay, it works. Okay? And so, those of you that are running the alternate build, which I'm not even going to pull the numbers back up. I don't want to confuse everyone else. But if you're going to run the alternate build, balance your numbers. Okay, it's an extremely tight build. It's an awesome ship, but you know what I would do if I was going to run the alternate? Okay, I would take the 3 cannons underneath your main broadside on your large cannons, right? And I would keep those 3, and I would get rid of the other 3. Okay? So now you're only going to have 6 cannons down there, and so you gain 600 pounds. So instead of having 127 pounds to play with, you're going to have 727 pounds to play with. Okay? And you're also, no, you're going to have more than that. Okay? You're going to have more than that because you just lost 6 crew. So now instead of needing, what was it? Let's go back to the top of this. We needed 35 crew. Now we only need 29 crew. So 29 crew is 40 levels. So you know what that means, guys? That means you get to put 14 levels into weight. Okay? And so 12 levels. Correction, 12 levels. So 52 minus 40 is 12. Okay? Before we were able to put 4 levels, which was 800 pounds. So you're going to gain, let's see here, 8, 40, 8, 16. You're going to gain 1,600 pounds in your leveling, and you're going to gain another 600 pounds from your from removing the cannons from the ship. Okay? So that's 16 plus 6 is 2,200 pounds. So 23. You're going to have 27 pounds. Let's just put this number here. Now, I'm doing this stuff in my head, and you know, I've only had a few hours of sleep, so I'm prone to making mistakes here, but I'm pretty sure this math is right. you're going to have 2,327 pounds to play with. Now, that looks a whole lot better than 127 pounds. Okay? And so for those that we don't want to get confused here, minus 600 pounds from 6 medium cannons, right? And you also had plus 8 levels. Plus 8 levels times 200 pounds equals 1,600 pounds. Okay? This is on top of what you already had, which was the other 800 pounds. Okay? You already had 4 levels from the other build. And I'm doing it again. See, I'm doing it again. Like, I can track all these details naturally. Alright? Because I'm used to doing this stuff. Some of you guys have probably already lost you. Alright? So, what I'm saying is, and I'll try to just clarify it, drop 6 of your cannons in the lower deck. Okay? The ones that are not directly underneath your large gun ports, drop them. Okay? Remove them, delete them, destroy them. And then instead of needing that crew, instead of needing 35 crew, you only need 29 crew. So then take those other 8 levels and put them into weight. Okay? And so that's going to give that build a nice bar shot broadside to go along with the heavy cannons on the top. Okay? And it's going to give you a whole lot more weight to play with. In fact, this weight is a whole lot more comparable to this weight. Right? Look at that. In fact, it is 18 pounds more. But don't forget, we lost a lot of stuff in order to run this. So maybe with this extra weight you have now, you want to put some of this back. You probably want to put the 50 large cannonballs back and the 100 bar shot back. Right? At least at a minimum, I'd imagine you'd want more ammo. And maybe you want to do something with your other repair stuff. That's up to you guys. I'll let you manage that. Okay? The whole point of this video was to break down the math so you guys could see the math works. Okay? It's 100% possible with both builds. Okay? And I just threw in option 3 just to further confuse everybody. I don't mean to confuse you guys, but I'm sure some of you are probably going to get confused. Hopefully you understand. I do hope the builds work out for you guys. I would prefer you guys ask questions instead of making assertions in the comments, okay? If you don't understand something, ask a question, all right? That's the safest thing to do. When you come at someone with an assertion like that, pretty much you're calling them a liar and saying you didn't come out and say they're a liar, okay? But what you did do is say the data you gave was wrong, and so essentially you're misleading people and you're not telling everyone the truth. Well, when you don't tell everyone the truth, that's a liar. Okay, even if the person did it accidentally. All right? And so it's better, okay, to ask a question to verify your understanding than it is to make an assertion, okay, or an assumption or a presumption, okay? And so, yeah, don't assume that you understand that that's going to work that way. All right? Ask questions. Questions are safer. No one gets offended. There's no break in communication. Questions are a natural way to move a conversation forward without stepping on anybody. Okay? If you're looking for an argument, step on people. Okay? They'll argue with you real fast. All right? But if you're looking to be respectful, all right, and cool with people, then ask questions. All right, y'all. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, do whatever you want. Have a great time with the ship. This is Otto. I'll see you in the next one.